Hello, hello, hello. Here we go. Sunday night. Hello, friends. And wherever you're listening from, I'm excited to be here with you. Hey, Jean, nice to see you here. Winter solstice. You know, we don't do this. We don't talk about solstices. We know what they are, but we don't talk about those here, Jean. And I know that in the US, they do their seasons by the solstices. We don't. We actually, the first day of winter is the 1st of June. The first day of spring is the 1st of September, and we just stick to the calendar dates. So we actually don't go by solstices. So that's really interesting that you're talking about that. You hate being on your own, Jenny. You're not on your own anymore. Well, I don't know if we're that impressive, really. And lately, you probably wouldn't think we're that impressive because we've all been complaining about the rain because it's been so much rain this year, we don't even know what to do with it. It's flooding and causing all kinds of problems. And do you know, I do feel we're a bit lucky here because we're not in a flood zone. But you know what we have? We have leeches. Oh, my goodness. I hate them so much. I can't even tell you how much I hate them. So I've had 4 in the house in the last few months, and I've never seen them in the house ever before. 3 out of the 4 were on me. And the other one was Crumpet was sniffing at something over near the door, and sure enough, it was a leech. So yuck, 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 yuck. We don't like it. Oh, Mike's in hospital. I'm so sorry. And good luck tomorrow, Jenny. I hope everything goes well for you tomorrow in hospital. Good luck. All right, let me go back and see what messages I've missed. Hey there, Margaret. Hi, Donna. Nice to see you all. 7:03 and you're waiting for me. I'm sorry, that's just way too early for me. At 7:03, I was still saying goodbye to my husband at the front door on his way to work. So definitely not available at that time. Yes, going to be making some more cards. Is there a song that goes with that little ditty that you wrote there, Sheree, maybe? Oh, dear. Well, that's very nice of you to say so. Thank you. We all just do what we can, right? Oh, thank you so much, Jean, for setting your alarm. That's really terrific. What time is it there? It must be some really weird hour of the night. It's pretty amazing that you tune in all this way to watch us and talk to all of us. That's nice, though. Hot and sticky there. Yeah, I'll be there in a few weeks. Oh, my goodness. Not in Oregon, but in the US. So we're still finalising a few of our details, but most of it's set in stone now and paid for. So that's a bit exciting. But we'll be going to New Orleans first, and it'll be nice and hot down there. And then after a week, nearly a week in New Orleans, not quite, about 5 days there, and then we'll be going up to Michigan, which is where my husband's family is. So we'll be heading up there. Well, he's got a brother down just outside New Orleans, so we'll hang out with his brother for a bit, and then we'll go up to see his sister and his mum and dad up in Michigan. So there we go. Actually, Cherie, Gina's right in that I believe the winter solstice was last week. Or are you just saying the middle of winter? Is that what you're calling winter solstice? Because, yes, middle of winter for us is this week coming, but actually the solstice is the 21st or 22nd of June. So, interesting. I used to find all that interesting. Yeah, well, our winter weather is pretty mild too by comparison to what it's like in the US. Most of us, not everywhere, but most of us don't get snow. And if we do get snow, there's usually not a lot of it. Anyway, I didn't come here to talk about the weather all night. I know we've been told to expect more rain for the rest of the year, really, they're saying. So, yes, we've had a lot of flooding. Not been very nice. Let me go, see if I've missed anything important. If anyone's got anything they need to ask, please ask in the comments. And if I miss it, I know somebody will remind me. Hey, Solvega, nice to see you here again. Hey, Karen, nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Hey, Sunny. Oh, my goodness, Denise. All right, 2:30 a.m., Jean. Well, I hope it's fun for you tonight, and I hope we have some fun things to show you. Of course, for those of you who don't know this already, and if you've been living under a rock, you might not have heard me say it, but this is the last night that I am actually telling you about my online class because it's closing off tomorrow. So another 24 hours and it's going to close tomorrow night. So that's by end of business Monday. I'm going to show you the cards because I've noticed online people need to see them because they need to know what they're going to be getting. So this is an online class, and there are 2 ways to get it. You can either buy the tutorial only, which is the tutorial, video tutorial, and or a PDF to all the measurements. That is $20 Australian. If you're in the US, it's a lot less than that, but $20 Australian. And I find a lot of people who have a lot of supplies in their collection, that's what they're happy to do. They can buy the tutorial and they know they're going to get the tutorial and the measurements, and they'll provide all their own bits and pieces, substitute with stamps and things if they need to. The other way to get it, if you're in Australia, you can place an order of $50 or more with me and let me know that you want to do the class. There's a class code to use if you would like to. Or just tell me that you want to do the class, and I will not only send you the tutorial and the measurements, but I'll also send you the supplies to make the class. All you got to do is stamp it and put it together. You don't even have to have the stamps that we're using. You can substitute them if you like. So this is the first card. This is actually my personal favorite in this particular class. I really like this card. For those of you who are watching, if you're getting the supplies, some of them, it's this side, some of them have this stripy pattern going up and down, and some of them have got them going across. Just depends on how the paper got cut. So I'm showing them to you in the order that they'll be in the class. Then there's this one, which has got a piece of vellum. There is it, vellum here behind, and a poinsettia, and a pretty distressed gold leaf, and some berries, some wooden berries, which are all part of this Leaves of Holly suite or Boughs of Holly suite. Then this is a little hidden message card. So it's got a flap on the front, and you lift that up to see the message. And then inside the card is where you do your writing. Now, if you don't have the stamps, obviously you're not going to have the stamps to stamp these holly leaves. You can use another stamp set you have perhaps in your collection, or you don't have to stamp the inside, but you can still make the card. All right, so that's a cool little card. The gold papers, Jenny, that gold paper is gorgeous, and it's not even expensive. I think it's $8.75 here in Australia for 2 12 by 12 sheets, and it goes a long way. So, and then there's this one as well. Now, this one is actually made with the celebration cards and envelopes. Some of them are on a pool party background, which is what this one is, and then some of them are on a soft seafoam light green background. But otherwise, they're the same card, just they have a different base. But I think they turned out pretty nice. So so there you go. So that's the class, okay? And like I said, it finishes tomorrow. So you can either place an order of $50 or more and get it for get the class for free, including all the supplies, or you can just buy the tutorial for $20 Australian and get all the measurements and so forth as well. If you're in my team, you're the only one who gets a little bit of a special deal. You guys, I don't expect you to place an order with me for $50 because you've got your own accounts, right? So if you're in my team, you can actually just buy the tutorial, and because you're in my team, you'll get the supplies, the tutorial, and the measurements as well. Okay, bit of a perk if you're in the team. Okay. Have I missed any messages? Hey, Megan, I didn't see you were there. Hi. Hey, Susan, nice to see you again. All righty. Okay. So I thought, given that it's the last night that I'm promoting this class, I would make something tonight with the Leaves of Holly stamp set and bundle. Now, the only thing is, when I went to place an order last night, I placed orders for the Leaves of Holly bundle on Friday, and it was there, and I went to place an order last night for it for another customer, and it was out of stock. So it's actually the stamp set that's out of stock, which means you can't get the bundle or the suite because the stamp set is in those things. So it will be coming in. It's meant to be in the week of July 25th, and hopefully it'll be here by then, and then I can get those things ordered for the customers that wanted them. But just to let you know that the Leaves of Holly set has actually gone onto, it's not really back order, it's just not available. It's not orderable. So it used to be, we used to have a back order system where we could go ahead and order them, still get them, but they would just get sent out when they came in, and that was costing the company a lot of money and postage, like separate postage to get those items out and so forth. And because they were having so many supply issues with all the logistics of getting stuff from the States, and shipping has been a nightmare for the last couple of years, they decided to turn off the back ordering system, and now we just have either available or not available. If it's not available, we just don't order it until it comes in. So that's just the way it is. But with Celebration at the moment, I've got customers who want to include that in a Celebration size order, so we have to wait for that to happen. So long as it comes in soon, and they can get all their Celebration freebies, because you get a free item for every $90 you spend. So long as you get the celebration freebies, and we can get that stamp set that's currently out of stock. Everyone will be happy. So I hope that explains that situation to everybody. And of course, it's the stamp set that I'm using in my class this month. Isn't that always the way? But hopefully some of you already have it. And you're still going to enjoy making the cards. If you're getting the supplies, you actually don't need the stamps. You can just substitute whatever Christmas greetings you have. Let me go over to the desk and switch over. Here we go. So we're now looking at the mini catalogue, which is where you'll find this set I'm talking about on page 24 and 25. Also, just to let you guys know, thank you so much for sticking with me, those that you were able to on Friday night. I know I wasn't at my best on Friday night. And I was, my husband actually ended up having the same reaction as me. We were both really, really tired. We'd had our vaccinations on Thursday for both COVID and flu, both, one in each arm. And so who knows which one we reacted to? It could have been either. And for me, it was just, I've never had both at the same time. In fact, I've never had a flu vaccination before. I don't know if anyone else has, but just with going overseas, and it's not so much for us. I mean, it's for us as well, but we're going to my husband's family, and his dad's quite unwell, and we do not want to take it to him as he's immunocompromised. So yeah, we're just trying to be really careful. We'll be taking every precaution we possibly can. Hey there, Michelle. Nice to see you. Okay. Oh, you just got that bundle? I know, it's a beautiful bundle, isn't it? It's lovely. Really, really nice. So there's some beautiful things in here. I've been really enjoying using this. Denise, you did a card almost the same as this one, didn't you? You did a copy of this one, and I think it was a beautiful. I didn't actually case the catalogue, but I noticed you did, and I think the colours in this card are beautiful. You've got like little blueberries there, and instead of red berries, it looks rather nice. Oh, better move it down a bit. It looks quite nice there with those blue tones. I think it's really lovely. So, and here, these ones they've cut out. One of the cards in my class has some fussy cut flowers. If you don't want the fussy cut flowers, I'm substituting berry. You can substitute berries instead, and I'm including those in the supply packs as well. And, yeah, I thought you did a really good job with that card, Denise. Really, really liked it. All right. Okay, so what's in the suite? You get the stamp set when it's available, the dies, the ribbon called natural woven ribbon, which is like a cheesecloth. Really, really nice ribbon. I really love this. The little wooden elements. You guys have seen me use these a couple of times. Super light, easy to attach just with a glue dot. One glue dot is going to be plenty to hold it. We've coloured them. The other night on our video, we used our pearlescent effects. Does anyone remember doing that the other night? Do I have them here? I don't know if I still have them. I moved them out of the way so I wouldn't put my fingers in it, and then I think I used it, and who knows what I did with it after that. But I really liked that when we used these guys, these pearlized effects, which are great for making little. This one is red. There's also white and black. So the white ones actually look like pearls when you use them. The red ones look like little berries, and the black is kind of like it's more like pewter than black, like a dark, shiny, silvery grey. Really, really nice. But I really love these. I've been using them a lot, and I did my classes with them this month, and everyone loves them. The only thing you've got to be careful, they take a while to dry. So once you've finished doing it, you've got to set it to one side, leave it at least half an hour, and then come back to it. Yeah, that's just what I would recommend. But anyway, it was a good class. Everyone enjoyed it. You know, they made their projects. We set them aside to dry. We had some lunch, and then by the time we finished lunch, they were ready to take home. So it worked out well. I am feeling a lot better, Michelle. I had a bad night on Friday night, so after I said goodnight to you guys, I went to bed really early, which is not like me. I'm a bit of a stay up and waste a bunch of time before I go to bed, but I just went straight to bed, and I couldn't get warm all night, even though I was under a ton of blankets. I just was really cold. Like, it wasn't a fever. I just couldn't warm up for whatever reason. And then, and I had too much information. I had to pee all night, okay, on all day Friday too. I just was going to the toilet every 5 minutes. So that and not being able to warm up wasn't a good combination. So, oh yes, Ellen has some very important information for us, that the nibs can block and cause explosions. And she said, "Ask me how I know." Did you save that shirt, Ellen, or did you have to say goodbye to it? Yeah, Michelle said she's got the story. Yes, so actually I used that that was very kind of Ellen to test out that theory for us. And I use that information in my class. So I told everybody before they start with these guys, they need to give them a shake and shake it down to get rid of any air bubbles that might be forming in here, and try and, get it all down to the bottom so there's no air waiting to explode out of there. And then when you take off the lid, you gently push from the end, okay? Now, what you don't do is push hard or think, oh, gee, it's blocked, I'll just push a bit harder. No, because if that happens, by the time that the air bubbles that might be in here, you push it down and you push it too hard, it just all explodes out the end. And it was the black one, wasn't it? Oh, did you put it through the wash? I hope it comes out okay. What color was it? I wasn't watching that one when you did that. Was it white? Because that's like the worst color, isn't it, to get anything on? I find, if you're going to get spaghetti bolognese on a shirt, it's always a white shirt. Yeah, she took one for the team. Exactly right. So then I was able to pass that information on to my customers and give them a warning before we even started. So thanks, Ellen. Very helpful. Oh, not the outcome you wanted, but very useful information. Okay, so, all right. So this is the suite. This is beautiful. And I chose it for a couple of reasons. It's very Christmassy without being, and my apologies to Jean and anyone else who's watching from the US or else in the Northern Hemisphere, actually, it's not too wintry for us, okay? We find I have a lot of customers who really, really, really resent snowflakes or snowmen or anything snowy at Christmas because, as you can imagine, December in Australia is not cold, okay? It is quite the opposite of cold, and there's a lot of people who have a real issue with snowflakes for Christmas. Now, personally, I love them because I think they're beautiful and I will still use them, but I understand why people resist them, okay? So this is not too wintry. It's actually a set that works really well. Poinsettias work really well, and there's a couple of those in here as well. Wreaths work really well. And did you notice at the back of this catalogue, right up the very, very back, just before all the bundles, on page 69, see this one here? This is like a Christmas set, kind of, that was, I think, designed with the Southern Hemisphere in mind, because you've got a sunny season's greetings here, and you've got an umbrella and some deck chairs and a pelican and some palm trees. So, that's the only Christmas greeting, the sunny season's greetings, but then there's wishing you a sun-kissed, what does that say? Oh, yeah, sun-kissed nose and sandy toes. Love you to the beach and back, and happy birthday, sunshine. So you've got some little shells here, and you've got, it's just a really nice set. But because of this little sunny season's greetings, to me, this is a Southern Hemisphere Christmas set. I really like it. So that's true, Michelle. So Michelle's saying she likes snow for Christmas because it makes her feel cooler in the hot Pacific summers. True. Okay, so it's all about your mindset, really. Yeah. Oh, a black shirt. Well, I guess black is better than white, right? Okay. So I thought we'd just play with this set again tonight. And because I've been cutting up all day for my class, I should have taken photos of all the stuff spread out all over the table. Don't worry, there'll be more tomorrow, so I'll take a photo then maybe. But I've got like lots of offcuts left over from the class and some other little bits and pieces. And I thought, well, shall we do a landscape card? I'm going to get you guys to choose tonight. Landscape or portrait? Which way shall we go? What do you think? We can go either way. I was about to say, if you're on a live, then I guess you wouldn't swear, but it would be tempting. Yes, I remember the surfing Santa. I'm not a big Santa Claus. See, everyone's got their preferences. I'm not a big Santa person. Every now and then I'll buy a Santa set if I think it's particularly cute, but I'm not a big Santa fan. So I don't know. I do like reindeers, though. I don't know. I'm not very consistent with what I like and what I don't. And sometimes I'll say I don't like something, and then some. Like, I'm not a big gnome fan, so I haven't got the gnome set, but I really like some of the gnome cards I've seen people doing. So, okay. Whoop, I missed all the landscape or portrait. Everyone's saying landscape. Judy was first. Hey, Judy, how are you? Nice to see you. Landscape. All right. Well, I'm going to start with a white base. This is just good old basic white, and I'm going to use a piece of this paper. Now this is from the DSP that is part of this pack. It's really, really nice DSP, and I really like these trees, and I had some of these left over. So I'm going to actually pop these on to an evening evergreen base, which is actually the one of the colors, one of the greens in the paper. So if you stick with the colors that are in the paper, you really can't go wrong. It's always like a tried and tested color combination that's in the papers, and for that reason it makes it really easy to color coordinate. So I'm actually going to use this as my base tonight. I really like this. And then, like I said, I'm going to get you guys to help me. I haven't decided even. I've got some evening evergreen glimmer, which I thought might be nice. I've also got some gold glimmer if we prefer gold, and then I've also got an evening. So I've just got some bits, and I thought, let's just see how we go. We'll just play around with a few things. I can go with a let me see here. I also have, actually I just realized I've left one over on the desk. I could go with a vellum circle, because vellum circles are always good on a, like so. Okay, we could whack that on there, but I'm actually thinking I've got some pieces left over from the class that I was cutting up today, which is this online class, and I have one of these gold pieces from the dies, and I've actually cut it from that beautiful distress gold paper. So the distress gold paper is, like I said earlier, it's only $8.75 for two 12 by 12 sheets. Super good. It looks like, I don't know, like it's been treated or antiqued or something. It has that real aged kind of look about it. And I'm just pulling out the reason here. Now you're going to see I'm a bit of a cheat in my attempt, because I had to cut 30 of these today, right? And because I had to cut 30, I tried to save some time by cutting 2 at a time. So, you know, put two pieces of the gold paper together and perfectly cut out both, which was really easy if you're cutting a simple shape like a circle. But cutting these leaves two layers at a time means that these pieces don't fall out quite as easily as they usually do. So now I'm paying the price for that and trying to get my pieces to come out. But that is why. It wouldn't normally be this hard. Just talk amongst yourselves while I try and get myself organized here. It is coming. It's just going to take a little bit of time. See, that piece just came out. So I was trying to be smart and fast, but that probably shouldn't have done that if I was going to go live and use them tonight on a live video, because it's taking longer. Of course, I could use my Take Your Pick tool and get the pieces out with that. That would be smart. But did I think to do that? No, I didn't. So yesterday I had my launch, and a couple of the girls who are here, I know Solvega, you're here, and I'm just trying to see if any of the other girls are here. We made some lovely things, and it was a lovely afternoon, and we had scones and Tim Tams, and it was just nice. All right, so there's this. I can use this. So let me scroll down and see what are people saying. Yes, I know I should have used the brush. I know, I'm just lazy. I mean, the brush is right here, but the pad that I usually roll it onto is not. And yeah, anyway, so I'm deciding whether I want to have, maybe I will just use this piece on here. So it's going to be a very simple card if I do that. And then we also have, I need probably to have a second glimmery leaf maybe, or maybe I have a leaf there and a leaf down here. I don't know. Just deciding how it should go. What do you guys think? And see, I'm thinking, because I have a pre-cut label to stamp on, that's going to go right about there. This is similar to a card we did in the launch yesterday, actually. I used different colors, but it's a very similar card. It's almost the same. Do you think I need 2? Yeah, you can do that, Jenny. No reason why not. I know, Evening Evergreen is lovely, isn't it? Nice colour, Michelle. I agree. Yep. Do we like this one down the bottom, or do we like it up the top here? Now, I was thinking I have got a piece of this very nice, this might be nice actually, because I've already frayed the ends of this from an earlier project and then put that like on here and have that popping out there. Maybe this one over the top. Or I could use the ribbon that is actually in, use the ribbon that's actually in here, and that is the woven ribbon. So that's this one. So it's more of a vanilla color. This one is more crumb cake, really. What do we think? Do we like the crumb cakey ribbon? At the bottom, okay, not one leave. Do you mean not one, or no, we want one? I'm not sure. All right, so we're going with the bottom. Okay, I think everyone's clear on that. And what do we think? Do we like the crumb cake ribbon or the vanilla ribbon? And interestingly, the vanilla ribbon is part of this suite, even though the color, the base color in the suite is white, but it doesn't look bad. So I normally don't mix the two, but it doesn't look bad in this case. So here's the card we did yesterday that is almost exactly the same as this one. All right. I put a leaf behind both at the top and the bottom. Okay. And see how I've got the white base, but then we've got the vanilla ribbon, and it actually looks okay. So normally I wouldn't do that, but I thought this one was okay. Right. So Michelle said not vanilla. And then Karen said crumb cake. Jody says use two. Or do you mean, oh, you mean two leaves, not two ribbons? Yep. Okay, so I think the first few votes are for the crumb cake ribbon. Now, this is actually a ribbon I have stamped on. Can you see that? But I'm actually not going to use that stamped. Well, maybe I'll save this for another card, or I could use the back of it. Or I can get out another piece. Go. So let me try. So this ribbon frays kind of interestingly because it catches on one end. It's not joined as much down the bottom here, so it pulls away really easy from this one. But see how it catches at the top? So you kind of have to be a little bit careful how you fray it. So my experience with this one has been if I go really, really lightly at the bottom and then sort of just continue, and then I can chop this off at the end when I'm happy with how it's looking. So that's kind of how I've been doing it. Whereas the other one, this one frays really easily. And if you're careful and do it really slowly, it will go evenly at both sides. Whereas this one grabs on one side. But it does still fray. And you can get a nice effect with it. So I'm not going to stamp on this ribbon. Because I think the background is too busy for me to add stamping on the ribbon as well. Yeah, I agree with you, Michelle, because there's the white in the background here. I think it does look better with the crumb cake. Yep. I didn't actually set out to use this ribbon. It just happened to be on the table. So sometimes that's the way it goes. Now see how it's really kind of starting to pull on that one side. All right, I nearly got it to where I want it. Then I'm going to grab my ribbon scissors. That's probably enough. And I'm going to start to trim it. Okay, so I want to get rid of, I'm going to pull this up so it's all the same all the way across. And then cut it down the side, almost like I'm cutting a piece of paper. And I kind of cut that piece off. All right, happy with that. Will I have it go all the way across? You know what, I might have it go all the way across. Just means we have to fray that again. And you know what, I'm going to stick this bit on. So I'm going to turn this over. And I'm just going to wax some dimensionals on the back. Ooh. One in each corner. Yeah, it does work. I think so. Comes together quite nicely. Solid leaf behind the gold leaf. Yes, we can do that. Better pull the backs off and nothing's going to stick, is it? Done that before. Why isn't it sticking? Oh, got to pull the backs off. Yeah, I'm so clever. I tell you what, I am feeling a bit clever today. I finished my blanket, guys. That's exciting. So Crumpet and Merlot will be very happy now with that. Now this one is going to end up on here, but I want to put it with the ribbon behind. I'm thinking maybe we should have the ribbon going out both sides. Now, is it the same on both sides? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much the same. So to get the best fray, you want to kind of cut it straight across. If you cut it on an angle, it stops it from fraying. And if you're trying to make it fray, that's not what you want to do. Just pull on, going a bit faster this time. Anyone do anything exciting this week? Anything fun? We want good news. We want all good stuff. Anyone done anything fun? Preferably fun. All right, so I'm going to stick this in such a scientific way, you know, really precise. Just use a bit of sneel straight down the middle. And I'm going just below halfway. Push it down, and the rest of the holding is going to be done by the label, because we're going to put this sort of behind here. I'm actually wondering if I've made them a little long, but oh well, let's just go with it. And we're going to add some dimensionals behind that. 1, 2, and I'm just going to put 1 over here because I'm going to be throwing a leaf in under there, and I want to make sure there's room. And I'm going to pop this down. You might notice this is loose. You see this? This is kind of like a little border all around it, and it's a loose piece. So just be aware that sometimes you're not sure what to do with that. There's a few things you can either just leave it loose like that. You can have something kind of holding it down, or you can kind of distract from it if you're not a fan. Now, what I do like about this bit of ribbon is it's going to help me accentuate my leaf here, because it's going to have that bit of solid ribbon behind it. So that looks good. And for this, I could use glue dots if I want to put the whole thing, if I just want to put it down in a couple of places and leave it loose, or you could use Tombow if you want to have the whole thing fairly firmly down. But I'm actually thinking I might go glue dots today. Let me see. Glue dots, where are you? Oh, they're on the table from yesterday's class, I think. Ah, no, Crumpet's had them. They're on the floor. He's obviously had them because he tends to grab hold of things like ribbons and things and just run with them. So he's just run with this big long piece, and yeah, that's Crumpet. I took a funny video this morning of Merlot sleeping on the lounge. He sounds like a freight train when he's snoring. He's really noisy snorer, and Crumpet isn't. Crumpet's quiet, but I had to take a video of him because I had to get him snoring. He's just so loud. I'm just going to put some glue dots behind some of the bigger parts of this leaf. That's probably enough. And let's whack this up under here. And now that's down. Okay, so it's not stuck here in the side, but it is stuck down on this side where there's a bit more room. It's coming together. It's pretty. All right, so we've also got, now if I was putting a ribbon, so you might have noticed here before, I had this ribbon here, like I thought it looked really nice to one side. So I moved my greeting. I didn't center it. I moved it up and over a little bit so I had room here for my ribbon, which I thought looked really nice. But on this one, I'm not putting a ribbon down here, so I will actually center it a little bit more than I would have otherwise. So I'm going to use from this same Leaves of Holly set, we'll go with the Season's Greetings. And I'm going to use my Evening Evergreen because we can. It's a simple card, guys. It's nothing particularly. Sorry, I've got to bring my head in and line this up. Have to. Best way to line something up is get right over it. There we go. That's going to go right there. And I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals behind that too, because you can never have enough dimensionals. Did you know that? Oh, hopefully the last one too. I hope so for you, Margaret. It's good to know you're coming to the end of something like that. I wish you very well. Right, now it still needs something to me. I'm thinking maybe what it needs is, I know what it needs actually. If I can find it. Here we go. We need a bit of linen thread, I think. So there's a couple of options for linen thread. Because these are sitting here and it's quite wide, I could tie my linen thread around this end, but then it might look weird that the other end isn't done. So I can just tie a bow as well. So let me just... I don't know if anyone else is a big fan of linen thread, but this is one of those things I try and never run out of. I've got a few items that I always double check to make sure if I'm putting an order in, let's check the supplies of that basic white thick cardstock, for example. Always have to make sure I have plenty. Linen thread is another one. Okay, back with the glue dots. Tell you something else that happened to me yesterday when I was running my class. For some reason, my fingers kept cramping up. I think it was the cold again. That was weird. Not good when you're trying to craft when you've got fingers that are cramping. Makes it very difficult to craft. All right. What do we think? Do we like this card? I think it's coming together quite nicely. I agree, Michelle. It is a must-have. Yep. Happy birthday, Margaret. That's lovely. We know we have two Margaret G's. So Margaret Gordon might think that we're talking to her. And I don't think it's her birthday, unless it is. That'd be funny. I will post a picture of the blanket. I have posted pictures of it being completed, but not actually completed. So I think it needs bling, guys. Shall we add some bling? We have some choices. We could go with iridescent rhinestones because they look good on absolutely everything. And that's these guys because they pick up every kind of color. Okay, they look great. Or we also have these fantastic festive pearls. And I could throw on, I think, some gold ones might be nice. There's gold soft succulent. The soft succulent might not stand out enough. There's silver and there's cherry cobbler. The cherry cobbler kind of adds a little bit of berries, and that would be your red and green if you're going to go with that. But I'm leaning towards the gold. What does everybody think? Which color should we use? Or should we go with just the iridescent rhinestones? Bling, says Jody. Yep, of course. Of course. Margaret says in March. Okay, that's good. You guys won't get confused then. Margaret Gordon, that is. Michelle was first. Michelle said the iridescent rhinestones, and I was leaning towards the gold. And we have a few other people saying gold, but I'm so sorry. Michelle was first, guys. She's quick with those fingers. You can blame her if you don't like it. All right, here's an iridescent rhinestone. Is it going to show up enough? I mean, it's got a bit of bling, but I'm wondering, maybe I need to put it on the white. No, it doesn't look right on the white. I don't know, let's try. I'm going to add a medium and a small one over this side. Do we like the iridescent rhinestones or do they not show up enough on this paper? Donna's saying not gold. Most people are saying gold. Hey, Susan, nice to see you there. Well, I don't know. There's such a enough gold on there, says Jody. There's a real I love the iridescent rhinestones, but I can't see them well enough. They're hard to see. Sorry, Michelle, I might have to outvote you because I'm having trouble seeing these little guys, but I love them on everything normally. I mean, they do still look good. They just don't look, they don't stand out enough. So I'm going to put them back. Sorry. I could use both. All right, so there seems to be a real, some people are saying gold and saying, you like it. Ah, well, I took them off. I'm sorry. I just couldn't see them enough. I mean, the other thing we can do is we can do iridescent, pearlescent dots with this, but they end up looking just like these anyway. So, which is kind of interesting. Let's try the red and see what it looks like. I mean, maybe we can make it look like berries if we put it in the right space, right place. Maybe I'll put them around here. I don't know. What do people think? What do we think? Oh, you know what I did? This is one of the pearlescent drops. This, actually, that is one of these. And the rest of them, that you would hardly even know the difference. Can you see how close it is? Very, very similar. I'm sorry, Michelle. Black matte. Yeah, you could do black. But I think the black would get a little bit lost on this card. I think it's because of the busyness of the background paper. That's what it is. We've got 3 little ones that look like berries there. And I'm going to try and keep everybody happy. And now I'm thinking about throwing on some gold. And we'll have the red and the gold. Goodness, is this overkill? I know I can't keep everyone happy. Someone's going to be sad. Michelle's already sad because we changed the rhinestones. Hey, Michelle, did your card arrive? Did it actually turn up? I'm interested, just curious to know how long it takes to mail to get to New Zealand. All right, so this is how it's looking. So we've got little berries on there, but we've also got some gold dots. And I think no matter what bling we use, it's going to get a little bit lost on that DSP. But I don't mind it. I think the card works. Yeah, I did. I did put gold. I know, right? Yeah, it could be on the left corner. Maybe it shouldn't be on the DSP. So maybe we move that. You said left corner and I'm going right corner. Let's just try it and see. Do we like it off or on? I kind of like it on. Goodness. All right. I think I've had enough of this card now because now I'm just getting really indecisive. So I think I'm going to put this to one side and we'll, you think that's better? Oh. Okay. I'm going to put it to one side and I'll post it later and we'll see how it turns out. I'll see if I change my mind between now and then. You know what? I probably won't. Like I said, I think I might have had enough of it now. I'm just going to go with whatever it is. It is what it is, guys. Oh, and this would be another thing we could add, if we wanted to, a little wooden accent as well. That would be interesting. That's too much now. One too many things. But if you did like you could do that instead of the bling. You could have that down there. That would look nice as well. So this gold one doesn't want to stay on. It heard what I said and it's having a huffy. It's saying, well, if you don't want me on here, I'm moving. I'm not going to. Oh, you know what? The adhesives come off the back. I'm just putting that to one side and we'll worry about that later. Okay. Onwards. Yeah, next. Exactly. Too much all over the place. Okay. So, let's have a look. I don't think I have the... I did 3 projects in my class yesterday. So we did this one. This is at the launch. Okay, we did that one. And then we did this one, which some of you may have seen. This was one I did had posted a week or 2 ago. And this is celebration paper. Some of you may have seen it. And last week, I think I also, on Friday night, I also showed you a diorama card that I made. And the backing paper in that also is from this same set. It's called Rings of Love. Really, really nice. Really like it. So these were the 2 cards we did yesterday. Plus we did a little bag, a treat bag. And I don't know where that went. But if I find it, I'll show you. But I don't think it's here right now. But I really loved all the projects. I thought they turned out really nice. And I think the girls really liked them too. So that was good. All right, I'm thinking now we might play with the tree lot dies again. Has anyone seen those? Have you all seen those? They're a bit of fun. So this is a stamp. Let me move a couple of things out of the way because I'm starting to get myself into an out of control state. Just a second, guys, while I get myself sorted. Talk amongst yourselves. 1 second. That's nice that you guys are talking to each other, and yeah, that we're wishing Jenny all the best for tomorrow. Yep. You know what, Michelle, we have a very similar saying in our family, except it's you get what you get and you don't get upset. That's what we say. Very similar. Well, something very odd has happened, and that is that I got the tree lot dies and the trees for sale stamp set out just before I was going to go live, and I've put them somewhere and they're not where I thought they were. So that means I'm going to have a rethink. We're going to do something on the fly. We might play with the labels aglow because that's what we got, right? Goodness me, I'm having one of those nights. Anyone else have any of those every now and then? You put something down and you just don't know where you put it. I think it's a sign of Alzheimer's or old age or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, whatever. We're not going to worry about it. This stamp set is called Brightest Glow. Love, love, love it. Okay, it's every now and then a really good Christmas set comes along and I go, okay, I really like that one. I've got to have those greetings. And this one, the real thing I loved about, I love this Merry Christmas. And that's the one that's on the card that I just showed you. So this one. So it's on this card. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that Merry Christmas. Isn't that gorgeous? So I used the Merry Christmas on this, from this set, on this little die here, which is the one with the little cutouts. Love, love, love it. Okay. Do you know, winging it just seems to be what I do a lot. Okay. Especially if I lose something, which, as you guys know, happens to me frequently, or I'm just feeling particularly disorganized. I think, whatever, let's just see what happens. Mostly I can get away with it. Occasionally we end up with a mess, but, you know, that happens to everyone sometimes. And this is about being creative. And I read something the other day that said being creative means that you're not afraid to make mistakes. And I think that that's true. And if, you know, I certainly make my fair share of them. So there you go. Oh, isn't that always the way? Of course, it's the last thing you find there because you're not going to keep looking once you find it. But yes, I know what you mean. You lost me completely, Joan. Can anyone reach out to Joan? Can Joan see our comments? I wonder if she's on YouTube or if she's on Facebook. That says she's on Facebook, actually. Maybe she should head to... I'll ask her to head to YouTube. Let's see if we can get her in business. Because I don't know why she's... Maybe... Is anyone else having problems? I'm putting it up on the screen for her. Yeah, we can see her comments, but she can't see us. So I don't know. There is exactly artistic license. You are so right, Karen. Yep, very, very good wisdom there. Oh, okay, we're back now. Well, then I'll hide that comment, and we'll go back to the beginning. All right. So the Tis the Season is the one I used on the cards that I sent out with my catalogs this year. The Merry Christmas is my favorite one in the set. The Season's Greetings I've been using a bit as well because it goes on a nice long thin die, which is actually in the same set. So it's the Season's Greetings fits in this one up here. Really, really nice. The Happy Holidays fits in there too. But guess what? We don't say Happy Holidays in Australia, really. Does anyone? I remember when I first heard I first was like, I've been with Stampin' Up nearly 16 years, and the very first Christmas we had some stamps that said Happy Holidays, and I'm like, I would never use that. I'm not as bothered by it now as I used to be, but yeah, it used to really, really bug me. So something I do like, I like this little, it makes like little loopy things, but just the dots. It doesn't cut out the whole thing. It just cuts out the dots in that shape in your paper. So that's kind of cute. And then you've got like little separate little snowflakes here. They're actually all separate. The one I've been really liking as well. So the three I'm using the most are the labels. This one, and this one. This one for my long thin greetings. And then this one, it's got little, can you see it? It's got like little circles, little dots all the way around the outside. Really, really pretty. And then this one is my absolute favorite. The little cutouts on the end. Really, really cute. Now, some of you saw me do a card with this little guy the other day, which I thought was nice. So now that I've had a complete change of direction, I need to grab some cardstock and start at the beginning, really. So let's start with, these are thick bases. I'm going to grab some basic white normal, not the basic white thick. And you'll just have to bear with me as I'm deciding how this should look. Something else we used in the class yesterday was washi tape. Has everyone seen the new glitter washi? And we used, this is the green. It's, to me, it's granny apple green, but I don't know what green it's supposed to be. Does it say in the catalogue? Let's have a look and see what colour it says it's supposed to be. So in the catalogue, easiest way to find everything is up here in the indexes in the back, because they've got pictures of everything, which makes it super, super easy. So it's glitter washi tape, which you'll find on page 57. And I think we should use that on this card because I really, really, really like it. So black Highland Heather is the purple, old olive is the green, which is the one I wanted to use, and pumpkin pie. Okay, but to me, this old olive one, it looks more granny apple green. Does anyone agree? Have you seen this? Let's see, get it close. Mind you, probably somewhere in between the two colors, so you can probably use it successfully with white. You don't like Season's Greetings and you like Happy Christmas? Yep, okay. Well, everyone seems to have a feeling on, yes, very often it is your internet. Very often it is. All right, so I'm just going to cut this. I'm going to make a card slightly smaller than card front size. So it's 9.5 centimeters across and it is 13.8 long. Okay, that's how much I've made it, which is going to fit on a card front. And then I'm going to grab my machine, my cut and emboss machine. And you know, I still have no idea what we're making, right? I'm sort of going with a very, very, very basic idea, but I really don't know. So we're just gonna play. And that's what happens when you can't find the stamp set you're about to use, which of course I'm going to find the second that we no longer, as soon as I've gone down this track, I'm going to find the original. Of course, that's just what happens. Right, so I'm going to put this here, up in the top half of this, and I'm going to grab my top plate. I really, really, really like this particular die with all the little dots and circles on it. I just think it's really classy. So if we're going with a green washi tape, and the black is nice too. I like the black as well. So when I pull this off, look how nice this is. Isn't this lovely? And so you could put something behind it, like a glitter paper or something like that, or any color, different colored, contrasting color, and it's going to shine through. I'm a big fan of this die set. Just going to go over it and not even going to get the mat because I'm lazy. And that's still going to help us get pretty much, yeah, all of that is out. All right. Oh, now I just realized we are going to need the Big Shot again. So sorry, the cut and emboss machine. Goodness me. One day I'll say that right. The only thing I've noticed is when you've finished using this, this is what happens to your, these are all the little dots that just got pressed out on the previous cut. And see how they're all sitting there like that? And they don't even come off very easily. So you will need to use it like either something sharp and swipe them off, or use your brush and go over them and get them off. Because what happens if you don't get them all off, and they come off with your fingernails too, if you don't get them off, they then end up making an impression on the subsequent cut that you do. So my next cut is likely to have all these little dots in it if I don't change it. Right, and then that'll do though. Right, so this is coming together nicely. I'm deciding what I want to have. If I want to go with, let's have a look. I've got some vellum circles here, and I might be able to play with those. That might be fun. I've got big ones and not so big ones. This one might be too big. Yeah, it's too big. We don't want to cover it. We don't want to cover all of this up. It's too pretty. This one would be better because it just pokes out from behind. But if I use a vellum circle, I'll only partially cover it. And that's probably what I want to do. But here's one. I'm not even sure I want to use a vellum circle. So for those of you who haven't used them before, the stylish shape dies, and of course we've got this one, have circles that will fit in here, and then this one from this same, and it fits inside beautifully. So I am going to use that, and I'm going to stamp a greeting first. You know what, I'm not. I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to cut my circle first. And I'll show you how nice this circle is. So see how nice this is. Can you see the little dots that it puts in this around the circle? I love this. I think it's beautiful. All right, let's see what we can do with this. And I don't know if that's enough, but we may or may not need this again. Now, do I want to go old olive, or am I thinking maybe going brighter and going granny apple green? I think maybe we'll try granny apple green. I've got a whole new pack, actually. Let me see if I have any in my scrap drawer, so I haven't got to open a new pack. Oh, look at that. I do. Okay. I think this is close enough. It goes quite nicely. So we'll go with that. So today we're going green and white Christmas. What do we think? Do we like this green? I'm going to go 10 centimeters, so card front size by 14.3. Oh, you could too. Some stitching would be nice. I know, really, really nice, Jenny. Really lovely. And it's a set I didn't even really pay much attention to at all when it first. Right, so I'm going to end up with this on here, and you can see that the green is showing through those holes quite nicely. And I would like to put this on here, but it's going to need something. And I'm going to grab my stylish shapes dies. And I'm thinking maybe, what do we think about a gold glimmer circle? What do we think? Slightly bigger than this one. I'm going to have a look and see if that's going to work. So stitch shapes, that might work. Although I do kind of like the gap. This one is too close to the same size. you wouldn't see enough of the gold for it to be worth it. And then this is the next size up. So I'm thinking, oh, you're watching on your phone now, right? I have a thing for bling too, Donna, I gotta say. So I'm with Jody on that one. I do love good bling. So I've got some gold glimmer, which is from the glimmer pack that comes with this Brightest Glow Suite. I'm just going to cut a bigger circle and let's see what it looks like. We don't have to use it, but I'm thinking it might be nice. So let's give it a try. There's a few things I've got a thing for. I've got a thing for watercolors. I've got a thing for bling, anything glittery or shiny. I've got a thing for vellum. And this is nice glimmer too. The thing about the glimmers that I like is that it doesn't rub off. It doesn't come on your fingers or anything. It's completely solid on the base. All right, so this is what I'm wondering. If this, in the middle of this, on here, I think that looks better. It adds something to it, definitely. And then I've still got my washi on here. So I'm deciding, where do I want my washi? Do I want it under a label down the bottom? Do I want a row of it across the bottom? I think I want a row of it across the bottom. And one of the things I like about washi is that you can either fold it over or you can just rip it off. You don't need to cut it, or you can cut it in line, of course. That's kind of cute. Okay, let me have a quick look and see if there's anything else I want to add before I glue this down. I'm wondering whether we need a second row, actually. You know what? You can't have enough, right? Should we go with black? A row of black glimmer? Or a row of, or more rows? I could go green, black, green. What do you think? Or green, purple, black? I don't want to add the orange in because I think if I add the orange in, it starts to look like it's Halloween. But we might be able to get away with the purple. And then do we really need the gold? I don't know. Like the idea of mixing the glimmer. Okay. Well, I'm going to put the black on first. Let's see what the black and green are a combination I always like. I don't know why. Black and green is just really a cool combo. Oh, it'd be nice. We might not be able to have black if I can't find the ends. That's one thing I did notice about these glimmers. When you first get them and you haven't used them before, it's really hard to find the ends. I might just have to pull it up somewhere and break it. Well, that's not very good, is it? I'm just going to put my take your pick tool under it and see if I can work out where the join is. And if I can't, no, what was that? If I can't, then we'll just have to cut it. Ah, look. Found it. Found it. So I'm just putting it right across, and you can either trim it off or you can, you know, fold it around the back, whichever you prefer. So how's the green and the black looking? Do we like that? And is it too much with the gold? Or do we? It's different. It's not a card that I'd normally make. This is, yeah, something I would not normally have come up with. Yeah, I should do that. I don't know. Did Cherie have to leave us, perhaps? Or maybe she didn't like the cards. Just the green and black with the gold? Yeah, because otherwise they're going to end up with too many colours, right? Right, so fitting on this little guy, and I'll get my Granny Apple Green ink. And let's see what we have in here. We've got 'Tis the Season, which is really good. Let Your Heart Be Light would fit. Joy would fit. I kind of like Joy. That's a really nice font. Let's try Joy. And I don't think I've used this one before. No, I haven't. Which means we'll have to put it together, guys. And you know I love putting stamps together, right? So, for anyone who hasn't seen this, if you have not watched me do this before, pay very close attention. This is how you put a stamp together. You're going to need the stamp. You take the backing piece off and put it down on the page, and you're going to put it down face down, rubber down, okay? Then you grab a block that fits, okay? And you find the matching sticker on the back of the sheet. Now, all the stickers always have a little dividey thing in them here. So you just dog ear that little dividey thing. It's meant to make it easy for you to peel back, okay? Just put a little dog ear in it like that. Can you see that? Actually, let me bring this down so you can get closer to it. It's a nice sentiment, isn't it? Okay, so can you see that one? All right, so then with those dog ear bits like that, you pull the sticker from the edge so the whole sticker comes off, dog ear bits and all. Okay, so you can see I've just got it stuck to my finger there. Right, then I'm going to turn it over and stick it face down with the dog-eared bit sticking up straight down onto the block and push it hard. Okay, then I take the backs off. So now my Joy sticker is facing down towards the block. You turn the whole thing over. Okay, so now I can see the word Joy, and I'm going to position that exactly over my stamp shape. You can see actually the outline of the sticker and place it straight over your stamp, and now you have your stamp together ready to stamp. Okay, or you can put it back in if you're not ready to use it straight away. Easiest peasiest way to mount stamps, and much more accurate. So there we go, we have a Joy. I don't know if I stamped that right in the best place, but it's just going to have to do. All right, I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back. Oh gosh, now they've gone. I'm having one of those nights. What do you think? Oh, here they are. Found them. I just put everything on top of them. 1, 2, and I like, for a circle, I usually like 3 dimensionals. How many gnomies are you making? I haven't got the gnomes. Is that what we're talking about? See, we also have a little bit of an unfortunate thing here too, is in that we do not have Halloween here in Australia, or we don't do Thanksgiving because that's not something that's part of our history. So people are starting to do a little bit more Halloween as the whole idea catches. So a lot more kids these days seem to be into it, but it's not something I grew up with. Right, and I'm wondering, I think I need another layer of green. There's too much of a gap there in the middle. Just pull that straight across, wrap it around the back. There we go, just like that. And I'm going to attack this by attach pudding. You can use Tombow, you can use seal, you can use whatever you happen to have on hand. I'm just going to go with the good old Tombow. You ordered the gnome bundle yesterday. I'm not really a gnome person. That's my honest answer to you. It's not that I have a problem with them. I just don't really love them. Don't know why, but I have ordered the paper, and in fact I've got to chase that order up with Stampin'Up because it's gone missing. I don't know where it is. I ordered the paper for the gnome set, and I ordered the paper for the train set, the Santa Express. And both of them, it's meant to have arrived here like a week ago, but it hasn't showed up yet. So then I'm going to grab a base for this. A basic white base. Here we go. Actually, that's not basic white. That's basic white, not basic white thick. I do prefer basic white thick. I could put it on a crumb. Nah, not crumb cake. It needs to be white. Let me grab a piece of basic white thick. Here we go. I'm going to use my bone folder on here. So this is totally not a card I would normally have made. I didn't know I was going to make this card, but here we go. We have a card, and it needs something. I think it probably needed some sponging or something like that, but it's together, and I'm going to call it a finished card. And it does use those beautiful dies. So, but it's not the ones I was going to use. I was going to use the tree lot dies tonight, which are a celebration item. The one with the caravan. Okay. Is it enough bling, Jody? What do you think? Is there enough bling on this card? You are the expert. Does it need more? T-O-M-T-E. I don't know what that means. Monster Book of Monsters. Ooh, that sounds cool. Yes, the train DSP looks beautiful. Hey, Kathy, nice to see you there. And thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. Oh, that's cool. Did you guys know that Coles, I don't know if it's everywhere, but Coles in New South Wales anyway, are giving away little Harry Potter collectibles at the moment? Kind of cool. I love anything with houses, Cherie. Houses are my jam. Love, love, love them. I like the mushrooms, Cherie, in the little, the Happy Forest. This one, the little mushrooms in here. These guys. There's a couple. There's a little dotty one and a little kind of a stripy one. They're cool. I like that one. Oh, it's the Swedish word for gnome. I didn't know that. Well, I made a beautiful card with the trees and the caravan a couple of weeks ago, but I don't have that card anymore because I sent it to somebody here. And maybe I did take a photo of it though, and it's on my Instagram and Facebook pages. So I'm very happy for you to. You think it looks okay as it is, Judy? Phew. Oh, Jody thinks it should have more bling. Green bling or matte black? I don't know if I have any green bling. I do have matte black. Let's have a look in my little bling, in my bling box. I have a bling box. We do have parakeet bling that actually would kind of go. And we have the iridescent rhinestones, of course, because we didn't use those before, remember? Just going through my little box of stuff. See, I also have some black dots. Black dots might be the go. And these are nice, but they're not the right colour. I love these. These are in the annual catalogue. They're the opal rounds in the in colours. Last year's in colours, or the ones that came out last year. These don't go, but those are gorgeous. They're the glossy dots, but they're not the right colours. And these, oh, look, more black there. So we have some choices. These are not right, I don't think, but these are the ones that match the gnome set. These were sent to us as a gift for attending a Stampin' Up event, and I really like them. But see, they're cute, but they're not the right colours. Black, black. Black or iridescent, says Michelle. You like those iridescent ones, don't you? I do too, though. I've got a big thing for the iridescent rhinestones. Just think they're gorgeous. All right, I think black it is. I think we're going to do that. It's not really bling, but it is an embellishment. And I'm going to add 2 here and 1 up here, just like that. There we go. It's certainly a shiny card, and it does look Christmassy. And all we did was do a die, add some gold, and then add some washi. Pretty simple. Very simple, actually. Done. Exactly. I agree. I think it's done. So there we go. We did do 2 cards tonight. A little bit over time, but hey, that was a bit of fun. And thanks for sticking with me and through my disorganization and not being able to find anything. I bet my tree lot dies. Oh, look. Guess what I just found? Ta-da! Here they are. Under a pile of paper. Next time. Good. No, I didn't see your previous comment about the gold replacement. I'm so sorry. What did I miss? The problem is you guys talk so much, I just can't keep up, and I'm busy demonstrating and I miss your comments. Hey there, Sally. Nice to see you. I'm going back to see if I can find your comment. Or you could comment again and I'll try and pay attention. That would work. So if anyone has ever any no, not tonight. Sorry, guys. You know why? Because I've got to go back to cutting up my class. I am not going to get it done in time. I've got a big class up in the Hunter Valley on Wednesday, which we make 6 cards that day, times however many people are attending. And then on Thursday, I have to send out my online class, and I have to have that all cut as well. So that's going to take me a bit of time. So it's just going to be these tonight. I'm so sorry. You're very, very welcome. Nice to see you, Wendy. And thanks, Jean. That's really lovely. My suggestion is if you have anything that you particularly want to see, or any techniques or products or anything that takes your fancy or you're curious about, if I happen to have them and it's within my capabilities, I will be very happy to show you. So always reach out and you can send me a message and ask me to do a particular thing, a technique, and if it's a technique I don't know, well, that's an opportunity for me to learn a new technique. So that's good too. So please always ask, because if I can help, I will, and I'll try and show you something new. So thank you. Oh, you got your card. I'm so glad, Jody. Thank you so much. I'm glad it arrived on the day you needed it. Oh, thank you, guys. You're very welcome. All right, have a fantastic week ahead. Busy one here for me, but I'm excited. There's lots going on. I hope everyone's enjoying celebration. Don't forget about the online class, which closes tomorrow night, which means you can either buy the tutorial for $20 or place an order for $50, and you'll be able to do the class. So it's all the details are on my blog, and I'll quickly, as I'm saying goodbye, I'm just going to post that up on the screen so that you know where to go. So if you're watching on YouTube, just pause it, and you will be able to write that down. Okay, so it's on the screen now. Okay, there it is. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. It really helps me, and it means that you get to see when I'm going live, or you get notified when there's something new from me. All right, guys, look out for a video this week coming up during the week as well. Not a live, but an actual video that will be posted on YouTube. See you soon. Bye-bye.